Hello Cobra Kai fans, welcome back to Cobra Kai Nation. If you are new, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to focus on the Q&A that Cobra Kai co-creator and showrunner John Hurwitz answered on Twitter, and he had many interesting questions regarding part 3 of Cobra Kai Season 6, and he teased plenty of things for characters and their arcs with the final 5 episodes that will be releasing in 2025. Now, one of the questions was asked by a user that's very active here in the community and on the channel called Melissa. Melissa said, "Merry Christmas, and without spoiling anything, what can you tease about Sam's character in part 3? Does she have an arc?" And I definitely think we would expect Sam to have an arc, especially her being a character from season 1 and a main character. And I think it's so important that they give her a good story in the final 5 episodes. John Hurwitz says, "Sam does have an arc, and I'm proud of the growth she's shown throughout the series. Mary Mauser is a fantastic performer. I cried during one of her scenes in the back 5. Josh Hild made fun of me." So it's great to hear that Sam will have an arc, and also the growth that she has throughout the show has been very interesting. But I think the best we've seen was season 3. In parts of season 4, season 5, she reconciled with Tori, but season 6, she really showed her best. And I think we've got peak Samantha LaRusso in part 1 and part 2, and going into part 3. John saying that Mary Mauser is a fantastic performer. I think Mary should get more credit for her martial arts. She has come so far with that, and I think she's done such a phenomenal job in presenting Sam's ability to fight. And seeing the fight she had in the Sekai Takai, she looked very badass, and she puts in so much time and effort into making Sam such a believable fighter. And I know people have criticized her in the past, but I think these people probably can't even throw a punch or a kick. She's definitely very good now, and she's improved so much as a performer and as a martial artist, and she takes that very seriously. It was nice to catch up with her in October because we spoke a little bit about martial arts with her, and she's such a nerd of martial arts, and I think that's super cool to see that and hear her thoughts on how martial arts is to her, and she puts a lot of training in, so massive shout out to Mary. When John says that he cried during one of her scenes in the back 5, and that Josh Hild, one of the other co-creators of Cobra Kai, made fun of him, which is funny. Got to be one of the most emotional scenes with the character, especially if John is crying. I think one of the characters that could have a scene in this particular moment with Mary Mauser could even be Peyton List with Tori Nichols, because those two had a very emotional scene in part 1, and I think to wrap up the stories with those characters and to set off their dynamic for the future, I think there's going to be a very emotional scene with them both. I do believe Mary said her last scene was filmed with Peyton List as well, just like Sholo said him and Tanner had their final scene filmed together. And even if it's not specifically in order, as episode 12 was the last episode they filmed for Cobra Kai season 6, as that was done in LA after the main shoot was done in Atlanta, I think it makes a lot of sense. Very cool that they had a scene together, and also because John said this is in the back 5, looking forward to seeing what that is. I could be wrong, it could be another scene, it could be a scene with Sam and Daniel. We know how important their relationship has been to the show, and it could even be Sam and Miguel. We know they've gone through so much during the series, and they've really solidified as a couple at this point, and I think that will be the end game. I don't think Sam and Miguel are going to break up or have anything, but I'm definitely expecting an emotional scene for each character in the show, and with Sam we could definitely expect one, and I'm very curious which scene that will be. But let me know in the comments, what do you expect for Sam LaRusso in part 3 in the final 5 batch of episodes? Do you think she'll win the Sekai Takai? Let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button, subscribe for more here on Cobra Kai Nation, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great Christmas.
Is you beating that meat. They're beating that face.
You thought blah 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 was blah blah blah?